Hi, I'm Katie Ziskind, the practice owner of Wisdom Within Counseling in Niantic, Connecticut, where we are a team of specialists that help teenagers and young adults thrive with confidence. Visit us at wisdomwithinct.com. Today we're going to talk with you about 8 of the best communication skills so that you can create a healthy relationship. You don't have to turn to negative, aggressive, yelling in your relationship to handle conflict. So you can actually learn from this video how to handle conflict in healthy ways. Because if there is an issue that's swept under the rug or a feeling like anger or loss that's unresolved, it can snowball in your relationship and lead to a huge blow up.
Totally, yeah.
So what's one tip?
Yeah, so one thing that I've been thinking about is like we're in such a culture of like texting everything,
Yes.
you know, and I think a lot of things get misconstrued in text. And so I think it's a big tip to not use text
Yes.
as your only form of communication, especially when you're having, you know, an argument or something, because things can really get, you can't hear tone, you can't hear, you know, how the person is actually meaning to say something. So I believe that it's really great to actually like have an actual conversation, not through text, on the phone or in person, in order to help communication.
Yes, that's a big tip because I know even texting, like you can't read body language. You can't see if they're angry or if they're if they're joking or sarcastic. And I think you made a really good point of being in person, and sometimes it's scary to be vulnerable. And so that's why having a therapy session can help you and your partner have a mediator or someone that can help you really reach a goal as a team. And have those difficult conversations if every time you do talk it blows up.
Right, totally. Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Thanks.
So another tip is empathy, saying I hear you saying this versus you're causing this. So I'll give you some examples. So you want to take responsibility for your feelings and say, I feel really angry and sad right now, versus you make me angry and sad, because you want to own that feeling and you're giving feedback. Your partner probably doesn't want to make you angry and sad, but you need to give yourself accountability and acknowledge the feelings you're having. You also, if your partner says, you know, I am so upset right now, I can't believe this happened, what you can say is, I hear you're upset. You're not needing to change their feeling's not good or bad. You're just becoming aware of how you both feel as a result of this shared experience. Another great tip is to team up against your problems. If you want something one way and your partner wants something the other way, see if you can team up about a mutual goal. You both might want to be on time. How you get there is going to be a communication, really beautiful transformation process. Also read body language. If your partner is crossing their arms, is their heads in their hands, you can notice that they're really going through a lot by their body language, and you might not even need to have a conversation right then. It might be that you need to let them relax and cool off before you have a really important conversation.
And sometimes people will say they're okay, but their body language says something completely different, right?
Yes, that's a really good point. Like, someone's like, oh no, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm over it. You might really realize it needs some more conversation and some empathy. And you're also, by learning these skills now, you're preparing yourself to have good, healthy communication and resolve conflict in positive ways, so that one day with your children, you can be a positive role model. Rather than yelling, rather than turning to alcohol, you can model health and wellness in terms of communication. Now, what's one last tip, Alli, that people could use to better their communication skills, have a loving, trusting, intimate relationship?
So I think a really big thing is when people are talking to each other and trying to communicate is to actually listen to what the other person is saying. I think a big thing of what people do when they communicate is, instead of listening to what the person is saying, they're thinking about what they're going to say next, right? So they're not actually hearing what the person is saying. So it's really huge to be able to take a step back, listen to what the person is saying, so that you can respond, you know, appropriately, rather than just thinking of what's the next correct thing to say.
Yes, I really like that one, because sometimes we're always like wanting to be right. Or wanting to have the last word. And so when you really listen and hear the other person, you might actually resolve your conflict sooner.
Right. Absolutely.
that's a really good point. Yeah. And I like to, because you're actually, you're deeply hearing them.
Right.
Like you're really attuning to them.
Yes.
Well, if you are looking for support in terms of couples therapy, if you're struggling with rekindling desire, if you are looking to heal from a breakup, if you're a young adult trying to figure out your career and balancing the stresses of your personal relationship and wondering if you should be with the person you're with, we would love to help you get clear on your relationship and create a healthy relationship. We're a team of specialists in Niantic, Connecticut that love working with teenagers and young adults, teaching self-esteem and confidence through creative art, yoga, music, animals, and outdoor therapies. We offer a unique and different approach to therapy. And what's one reason why people might need something more than just talking?
You know, I think that is a huge thing. One reason people, especially young people, might need therapy that's beyond talk therapy is sometimes just talking isn't what is needed at that time. It's hard to talk about the situations that you're going through. So being able to have therapy through other mediums is really important.
I love that. It's so true that sometimes we need to have help expressing ourselves and to develop that sense of positive body image and to heal from depression. And we teach you positive coping skills to do that. Read more about us at wisdomwithinct.com. And if you know a young adult struggling with sadness, overcoming a breakup, and needing self-confidence, we would love to help. Call us for a phone consultation, 860-451-9364. I'm Katie Ziskind, the practice owner of Wisdom Within Counseling in Niantic.
Bye.